Oh, nice. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Heck yeah. Check, check. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. All right. So now the final piece, I just got to figure out how to share this with everybody. There we go. Share. And copy. All right. Hope everybody's doing good. Anybody that's joined up so far? Gonna give it a little bit. See if anybody joins from the old Discord. All right, everything looks good. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I don't want to just sit around forever. I know everybody's got stuff to do, so if you're tuning into this in the future, then thank you for watching. My name is Taylor Garrett. I'm putting up a quick stream for you about a new indicator that I have been playing with called the Ichimoku cloud, I believe, if I'm not getting that completely wrong. But it seems to be a pretty handy thing here. So let's go ahead and get this going. There we go. Good old OBS, whenever you shrink it down, it hates it. Let's get in there. All right. Was peoples? Doesn't look like we got anybody in here, but what else is new? That's what happens when you just kind of pop on. But anyways, I hope everybody's having a good day. If you're watching this in the future, I hope you're having a good day or night. Let's go ahead and get some stuff going on. We need to add in a display capture. Add that source. Boom. All right. And let's go ahead and jack it on up. We like it jacked up. There we go. All right. Get this out of the way. Luckily though, once you stream once, all this stuff stays set up hopefully. So all right. So anyways, my name is Taylor, and I am here to talk about the Ichimoku indicator, Ichimoku Cloud. And this is a collection of technical indicators that show support and resistance levels, as well as momentum and trend direction. It does it by taking multiple averages and plotting them out on a chart. It also uses these figures to compute a cloud that attempts to forecast where the price may find support or resistance in the future. So that's the first really cool thing about it, is that it's one of the only indicators that I've come across that does kind of like future prediction based on how its little cloud is set up, and that's pretty cool. I don't know. You know, I'm sure you have to be using the right time frame and doing everything in a specific manner for it to work properly. But we also, I'm in the Jason Casper Discord, and which is a fantastic group. A lot of helpful people in there, and we share a lot of indicators. We do a lot of our technical analysis off of Market Cipher. You may recognize that. It's a common one that Jason Casper and Crypto Face. It's his indicator, which is pretty amazing. Go check it out at, I think, marketcipher.com if you're interested. It's definitely worth picking up if you're trying to get serious about trading. So let me go ahead and let's open up. I guess we better start with a movie that I made last night. So basically 2 or 3 days ago, we had a big time kind of downslide, as you can see. And it was probably one of those kind of like bull trappy slides where you just think it's going to keep going up, and then boom, you have one down, and it's not just a breather, we're going all the way down. So yeah, that's always fun. And so what I found was one of my buddies in the Discord, Oleg, told me to check out the Ichimoku cloud indicator. And he was really just harping on it and saying that it was really kind of calling the shots of what was going on at the time. And so sure enough, I checked it out because, like I said, if you hear about an indicator in that group, you probably need to check it out and at least give it a fair shake. And sure enough, I started doing some back testing on it, and I found that it really did. Like, some of the time frames are erratic, just like any indicator. It can be all over the place, but it pretty much called the top of this thing, because now it's a random time frame, the 19-minute. You know, people usually follow increments of 10s, like the 5-minute, the 10, the 20, 30, or 12, 24, like things like that. But sometimes with back testing, I find that you have to really get in the nitty gritty and kind of find the in-betweens if you're trying to look for something that's, right more than it's wrong. Which in that group, we try to use something called like the 85 percentile rule, which is if your technique works 85% of the time, then you're going to be doing pretty good. So anyways, let's check out this video. I made something kind of quick and easy to see what exactly happened here. So let's see here. Here we go. All right, so pause this for a second. Let's go ahead and full screen it. Okay, so this guy, let me shrink myself a little bit. This is basically the high point, where on the, I guess at the end of the 25th, maybe before the 26th, was whenever we were doing really good on this run here. And the cloud basically it's all looking good. It's all green. Looks like everything's going up. And then we have our first, what I call a short signal, but it's very, very loose speak by a layman noob. But essentially, this line crossing over this line, I'll explain all this in a minute, is your first signal on the cloud. Like, to let you know on the Ichi cloud that we've got something happening here. And it could be nothing, but you keep watching. So you follow, and then we have a breakthrough right here. We have a candle print outside of the cloud on the opposite side, which is good. And we have a red cloud starting, meaning this long green cloud finally pinched off, and it's turning red. And that could be very quick. I saw it yesterday multiple times. It just like turned into a little piece of candy and just like went right back to the big cloud that it was on. But so that's that sign. And then you're going to see a heart pop up here for a third signal, which is this guy, the price itself going outside and printing outside of the cloud on the opposite end. So keep going. And then we get our final little indicator here, which is this guy right here. This is the lag MA. I believe it's a lag moving average of some sort that just follows the price, but from behind, and it's part of the technique, or part of the tactic. So we get that, and that is all four signals looking good. That's great. Like according to the Ichimoku strategy, that's what you want. And so let's see what happens from here. Okay. I'll stop it again whenever we meet the predefined rules to break the Ichimoku cloud strategy, to like basically reverse the other way. Let's see what happens. That was my fault. Pretty long drop. I mean, this is 2 days of just straight up dropping. Constant drop. All right, so we get to the end of it, and this is where we were yesterday or last night whenever I posted this video. This is us. Not the show, but literally the us. So, yeah. That was a huge drop, and not once did we ever get the four indicators that we needed for the cloud to break its trend on that 19-minute, which is pretty darn interesting. It means that if you would have been, say, TAing with this tool and seen that the larger time frames were being really, really accurate, then you may have been around there. Like maybe you would have decided the 15-minute was the one that you wanted, or the 18 was the one, or whatever. But the main thing is it could have been very close, and that's extremely important in this because there were probably multiple time frames, like maybe the 17 and the 18 also went all the way down, but the 19 was just the one I found that was the most consistent. So let's dig into what exactly is happening with this cloud. Like, what the heck even is it? Because I know when you don't know the strategy or anything, it is very confusing. And really, after you learn the strategy, it's still confusing because there's so many different factors and things that can essentially affect that cloud. So let's get pulled up here. I'm going to go into full view, trading view. There we go. Got it all pulled up. Get these alerts out the way. All right, so I'm going to hide market cipher B, which is this guy here. Let's go get that out of the way. I'll hide these guys. And let's just focus on this. All right, so pop it in here. Let's go ahead and we're going to back up time a little bit. And we're going to go back to where it all kind of began here. All right, so this is the point in the video that I showed where this is the top, you know. In fact, I think I have these little indicators on and I can just turn them on for you. So, okay, so that was our high point. Now, let's check out what was happening on, oh, you know what? I forgot a very important thing, which is to bring up what the heck this cloud thing is. So, that was a screenshot. Screenshots. Okay, here we go. All right, this is our Ichimoku golden rules. This is the strategy essentially. So there's a lot of good videos out there. If I can recall any of them that I went and specifically watched to learn this, I'll post them below the video as well, because there's obviously way better people to explain this to me. But so when we look at the rules, for a short, which we already kind of know the future, so we know that a humongous short was what happened after this, but just we'll pretend that we didn't know. But so we're in a big long right now, so we wouldn't be looking for a long anyways in the cloud, right? We would just be looking for a short at this point. And what we're looking for is, number one, the price needs to close below the cloud. And I don't think which cloud matters, just needs to close below the cloud, which is the whole kind of shebang of greens and reds. So we need it to close, meaning the price needs to be below it and it needs to close below it. It can't just hang out there and then shoot back up. Number two, the cloud must be read 26 periods in front of the current candle. So that's this candle. And you don't have to count 26 periods, luckily, because it's set to be 26 periods ahead. So right now, it's green in front. The candles are up, so we don't have any signs that we would even mess with this. We have number three, conversion line, is the blue line. So that's called the conversion line. And I highly recommend that if you're going to use this indicator, go ahead and use the colors that I'm using here, because most of the tutorials that I saw, they use these colors. So it'll just make life easier for you than going in and making, different lines, different colors until you know it, and then make it whatever you want. Then you're golden. So that was number three. The blue line, the conversion line, has crossed below the baseline. The yellow line hasn't happened. So far, we wouldn't even touch a short in this position unless we had other indicators that we were following and liking. There are a bunch of great ones that'll show you exactly what's to come sometimes. So make sure the lagging span has also crossed below the cloud. Now this is the lagging span right here, this is, to me, from what I've found out so far, this is one of the most important indicators, even though it's the one that's actually behind, because this is the one that kind of locks the whole thing in, and it happens late. The crossover of the lines typically happens first. Like, that's normally what I've seen come first. And then you'll have your candles will come down, boom, that's your second. And at the same time, or just before that actually, you'll see this guy change colors. And then last, but definitely not least, probably most important, you want this guy to break all the way down and print. You want to print. It's got to print down here. And once you have all these guys lined up, you got yourself a party. You need some beers. So let's go ahead and get rid of these drawings. Okay. And, oh man, I just deleted everything. Sorry. All right, so back to our rules. Let's check it out. All right, so for now, we know that this is worthless as far as a short, according to the cloud. So we're not even going to mess with it. Let's go ahead and speed ahead. Okay. So, what do we have right here, guys? A little cross. Let's go back to our rules. Conversion line has crossed below the baseline. So the blue line has crossed below the yellow. That's good stuff. So we would be watching. We would be checking it out. We'd be wondering, what's going on there? What are you doing? Are you flipsy dipsy? Are you, paisy mazy? Upski jupski? No? Okay. All right, but you don't ever make an action based on that. Like I know a lot of people would probably use other indicators to maybe combine with it and find a quicker way in. But if you're doing specifically this strategy, then you don't want to do that unless you're really, really sure. So let's go ahead and play a little further. See what happens. Okay, so nothing happened here. We are trying the line, and then bam! Look at this. At around the same time, we get our second indicator here, which is the beautiful little cloud change. Basically, this green cloud just pinches off. And you can see when it's about to pinch off. Sometimes it'll trick you, just like all other indicators, but you can get a good idea that it's about to happen. So also this guy, we got a candle that's closed outside of it. This one technically did. This one did, and that's could be even better because, then maybe a two outside of it is more like a sure thing. But so we've got boom, short signal here. Boom, we got our price outside of it. So we've got three, but we're missing a major one. We're missing this guy right here. We got to have the lagging average come down. So let's take a look here. I'm gonna go down a little bit. And then bam, it goes out. And look how hard it goes down. Like we only printed 3 candles, but yet it shot out of there. Up, down, very easy to follow. Like you're gonna like that signal, It's a Men's Warehouse. You're gonna like how this looks. That's not a paid advertisement, by the way. It can be. It can be. If y'all are still in business, we can talk. So let's see here. Okay, so now we've got our 4 signals. If I saw this, especially after having a good success with this, say last night, I would immediately start a short. However, from everything I've seen about the strategy, you want to set your stop loss above the cloud and take profit 2 times the loss, essentially. So that to me is going to be a hard and fast rule, because if you're doing different time frames, you're going to have different needs, and if you're on lower time frames, then you probably are going to want to do like a 2-to-1 strategy where you're risking 1 but you're gaining 2. You know what I mean? So it makes it worthwhile. But to me, that's everybody can kind of do their own thing, like based on what you learn and what you think is going to work. But so let's say we put in a little stinky right here, right? Like we were like, oh, let's sell against the market. It'll be fun, and that'd be awesome. And I don't think the back testing will work with sales. Let's try it anyways and see. Yeah, I don't think it does. But anyways, so let's say we put it in right here, right? We'll just put a little horizontal line here. I think we got a shortcut for that. And all right. So look at that. Even if you're like, you're Oleg, you're Anson Mize, Johnson, and you're like, I missed it and I got to jump in right now. Blah, blah. This is still pretty darn good. Like you've got all your things. And granted, you could have gotten in up here. Like once you had all the indicators, which I think, let's see how far back we had this signal. Okay, so we didn't quite have that one. There it was right there. Okay, so you could have gotten in we'll say ish this area. Oh, wait. Sorry about that. Wrong stuff. Okay, so let's say that was our entry point. That's pretty cool. All right. So we do that and we go chill, right? Because we know that this is a good strategy. We are going to put right above here, we would put our stop loss. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys, if I keep doing that. All right. So here's our stop loss right here. It would be technically a little bit above. And I don't know if it's an interpretive or what, but for me, I put it above the cloud where I went in. Like if the candle I went in was here, then that's where I'm putting my stop loss, not up here. I mean, that may be, I don't know if that's technically how you're supposed to do it, but that's scary to me. That's really small trades too. So, all right, we got our trades in. That's these guys right here, and they're going to be red because... And we'll make it a thick boy so we can see it. All right. Now let's see how this plays out, guys. We just walk away and don't pay it any mind. Okay. Let's take a look. We're going to pause here because, all right, this is, we put our trade in over here. And this is about... This is almost 24 hours later. So you had a good time here. However, you could have easily just paper handed right here, right? Like I would have. I've been like, oh no, the whole market's going up and we're all doomed. So I would have definitely paper handed right here. However, we weren't even close to entering the cloud. We came back down, we come up here, and then what happens? Our price is in the cloud. It's just kind of cruising in the cloud. Which is not, that doesn't lock anything in. All right, so let's see. Looks like we got our first like anti-short indicator, which is, you know, maybe things are turning around right here. So that's indicator one, right? And technically, we would have been green 26 ahead. So this could be indicator two, I believe, that would kind of indicate, hey, maybe we're going up again. What else do we need though? Let's check. So price needs to close below the cloud. So it did. It did close below the cloud right here. All right. Now let's go ahead and... So this is a tricky one right here though, because out of the other cloud, look at this guy. Look at this dude. Like even based on the indicators of this, you may still not want to bail out. For me, what I'm doing is I am sticking with my stop losses. Like I'm taking profits if it goes, you know, if it does good. And then I'm leaving the stop loss right there. Whatever's left, I'm just leaving it. If it's a $2 hit or something, who cares if you made 10 or 20 or, you know, just based on your own numbers, whatever you're working with. So, but what's the main thing that happens here? It's... Let's see. Hold on. I gotta stop doing that. We still on the 19. Good. Okay. So we go out right here, and then it would have stopped out this stop loss right here. Look at that. So you would have had to have a lower stop loss even. Let's take a look. Because I haven't fully analyzed all this, so we're going to be finding stuff together here. I'm just curious about what is the best strategy with this. And so, you know, in the future, people can give me tips and stuff too, tell me things that I'm doing wrong. And so this was our price point right here. Let's find our, where was our stop loss? Oh, it was way up here. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. I got confused. So our stop loss is way up here, right? So I paper hand right here. This is my paper handing point. Typically, if I weren't doing this strategy, I'm like, nope, that's the market going up. I don't like it. So according to the cloud strat, we wouldn't even gotten close to our stop loss or even cared about that at that point. We would just be watching these. Okay, so we got our indicators, and let's see what happened afterwards. So even now, like, imagine you're like, oh shit, you know, is it over? Are we going back up? Because we got the indicators. Let's see what happens. Let's go forward a little bit. So it does have that feel like it's breaking up because you get your lag right here. Yeah, that's what is happening? Why won't that delete? Okay. So let me just get rid of all of this real quick. For us to break the trend, oh, I see what happened. For us to break the trend, the purple line needs to go up and out of this. That never happened. Sorry about that. But here, so this is the 27th. So we're basically through 24 hours from the time that we placed our trade. And okay, so it goes up into here. It messes around in here. It's got our indicators, but look at this. Very quickly, this guy pinches off the red one back to the green. I think that's like probably a pretty good sign that you don't have a full-on trend reversal based on the cloud. We get the blue line is back. I think that was one that we want. Conversion line has crossed below the baseline. Now we want the blue line below the yellow line. So conversion below the base. So, but thus far, we're just like, we had our signals, but they busted. There was no reason to paper hand out of this. So we would just keep going. Okay. And look, we get all this confirmation here that everything's going down again. We got our lagging indicator here going down. We got our price back under the cloud. That's cool. We got our blue line back under the yellow baseline again. That's great. So if we were going strictly according to this method, we are still in this trade. 1 day later, we're hanging in there. Okay. And then look at that. Look at that action. Just down, bunch of sideways, down, bunch of sideways. Okay. Let's take a look around, see if we got any indicators here. Anything happening? Nope. The lag line way down here. Price way below the cloud. Cloud way up here in the sky where it belongs. Nice and red, just like our clouds are. So let's play some more. We'll see when does this break. And also keep in mind that I think we deleted it, but here's our stop loss right here. That's our stop loss. This was our entry right here. Not bad so far. So let's see. Okay, all right, that's a thing that happened right there. Let's see. So this was on, wow, this is the 29th. That is a long time after we placed our, that's 2 days basically, or a day and a half, just whenever the hours were. Okay, so let's examine this cluster frac here and see what exactly went down. So we're gonna back her on up. Okay, so we've got our blue line is below the baseline. That's good. We're still well below the cloud. Okay, there we had a cross. Look at that. The blue line crossed over, and then it came right back under the yellow line. Tricky, tricky. Okay. Okay, and then we're doing some crissing and crossing there. We're turning all of our genes and stuff backwards. A lot of crisscross happening here. So, but look at this lag indicator. This is why I said this one was important back at the beginning, is because it's almost like the one that you have to watch. Like it's the one that you need to anchor to your paper hands and be like, not until that one does its thing. So we have our price breaking out. It's trying to close outside, right? We've got our little, oh, but let's see. So that's, yeah, we don't want that. That's a sign of a long. And let's see how to play out. Okay, so we got that price action outside of the cloud like this. So one might think like maybe it is time to bail out. So we got this here. Big price action happening there. And then this guy does actually bust out. Let's see if it breaks its own rules and goes into a long mode and just like is a trick. Let's see. So got a little pin. So this guy comes out. And then he goes back in right here maybe. Let's see. Let's skip ahead a little bit more. Oh, it bounces right off of it. However, all of this is like, you could also keep in mind that if you were truly playing this out, you probably would have taken, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of profit right there. Like I'm not, fantastic money-wise, so I probably would be scooping some profits along this. But sometimes it's just fun to see like how high that little percent counter can go up. So if we hopped in here, where are we at right now? What are we doing? So far, if we would have popped out here, like if we thought things were going awry and going up, and even if you were like, oh no, that's if that's going up into the, let me get out here when it breaks the cloud, you're still 10%. And if you're 10 times leverage, then that's 100% trade. If you're, more leverage, then that's more trade. You can do the math yourself. Lazy fools. Let's see here. So, anyways, technically, you would still be riding this out though, according to the stop loss that you set, unless you were just, that was what you were determined is like as soon as it breaks the trend, I'm out, which is totally valid. Like that's you see that this went really well. So I think we have all the indicators here. So if you were deciding like I'm gonna get out whenever it breaks its trend, I think this is the one where you would have broken out. And again, nobody would have complained or said you were a fool for doing so, because that's a hell of a trade. But let's follow it and see what happens. So it looks like, what do we do here? We came right back down. Okay, we got a little bit. Oh, look at that beautiful morning time, right when everybody's sleeping in the US, where I am. Like that's when stuff loves to pop off. So it looks like our yellow, our baseline, took control again, took the top. Our blue line, conversion line, dropped under again, so we're back in short mode. And let's see what else we got. So right here, I guess technically, if we get all the symbols again, you could just hop into a new short and just start again, if it's a solid enough indicator. But we've got that cross. We've got, boom, we went back into a red cloud. We've got, oh, look at this guy. Our beautiful little lag indicator. Our price is under. That's all systems go right there for a short, according to whatever, TA I did. So let's follow it up, see what happens. So we popped in our short or a new short, or we just decided to not get out of it. Oh, is this live? Oh, I guess we got to the end. Okay, well, let's go ahead and check out where we're at right now then, because maybe it's time to short. Oh, man. Okay, so I did not even think about that. So I have a short going on. I would show it to you, but I can't bring up a VPN, and I'm not allowed to technically show the exchange that I'm on right now. So yeah, I can't really answer any questions about that per se, but looks like that short right now, I entered at 205. Okay. 205, which was right here. Looks like 205 exactly. So not a fantastic entry so far, but let's take a look. So this is, now we are live on the charts. That's where I popped in. So what I saw was this. I saw this guy broke through, which was our lag. So that was the last thing. I got alerts about this guy popping up. Let me show you my alerts. I did get a request from Anson Mize Johnson, who's my boy up in the Discord. And if you guys should, like I said, definitely check out the Jason Casper Discord, because amazing. Oh, okay, we got my boys on. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So we are going to take a look at why I took this short, and it was all of this. It was all this beauty here that was like, oh God, it's breaking down again, right? So I went ahead and went with it, and I put my stop limit. Let's take a look here. And I am going to get to the indicators. Don't worry, ants. I promise you. So my stops, I went to 209 and 207. I like to divvy up my stops. I do one as like a cautious break it in half stop, and then my other one is my brave, you know, big boy, I'm going to do what this indicator tells me to stop. Also, hey guys, I didn't see y'all chatting. I don't know if I have to, if I'm looking at all the chats or what, so I'm sorry about that. I'm not just ignoring y'all. But where the fuck was I? Okay, here we go. So let's open the alerts. And what happened here was I created 4 alerts. I created the conversion cross up, and these are all based on the 19 minute, because I did that TA and I was like, oh my God, the 19 minute never broke. It went all the way down. It called the whole thing. Every other one before that, for the most part that I tested, they did break down and they did trick you. And that's the main thing you got to look out for, is like, you have to get the time frame above the traps a lot of times. And sometimes traps are like, that is the high time frame. But anyways, so I open up this alert. I created an Ichimoku alert. I'll show you how to do it, because Anson Mize, he said he wanted just a straight up kind of a more of a tutorial on it, and I'm happy to do that, because man, alerts can save you from having to constantly watch the charts despite what indicator you're using, as long as it has the correct kind of aspects of it, you know, the A, the B, the different things that you can use. So what we're going to do is, let's go ahead, and this is the Ichimoku cloud right here. So you can see that I've got it selected because I've got these little dots around it. You can also, of course, open it up in here, but it is a mess in here for me. But you can add alert on Ichimoku. And I like to do it just from the cloud itself. So click right on the cloud. I see the blue dots. They may be hard to see just because of all the dark. But we're going to add an alert, right? And we're on the 19 minute, by the way. That's important. We're on the 19 minute right now, so that's the alert that it's setting. If you want it on the 1 minute, click over the 1 minute chart, create your alert. So in here, we're going to do it's already at the Ichimoku. It knows what we want because that's the one we clicked on. We're going to do this is the blue line. So this is the conversion line, right? That's this blue guy. And we want it whenever it crosses above. So we're going to do, I did crossing just to know. It's more of a general knowledge thing because it's 19 minutes, so it's so long, like I need to know if it's in or out. But you could also do crossing up. If you just want it whenever it crosses up, that's the only time you want to know. If all you're doing is longing or getting out of the longs or whatever, or getting out of short, that's up to you. But any of that will work. So let me pull up the Discord and open it in another screen real quick. Hang on a sec. Just in case you guys have questions or whatever, feel free to ask, guys. Like, I feel bad because I just don't know anything about Streamlabs, and so I'm sure the setup is garb right now. But yeah, if y'all got any questions or anything, just throw it out here. But so anyways, now for the value, this is where I used to get confused. I was like, well, I got that, but how do I get it to cross the thing that I need? Super easy. You just click on value, and you click on Ichimoku because we want it to cross over itself. Like, that's the important thing here. And in Ichimoku, we're going to have it cross over the baseline. So whenever this the conversion line, the blue line, crosses over the baseline, the yellow line, which is one of our major rules for both long and short, it's going to give an alert. And then in here, you can go to once per bar close. If you are very fast and you're like Ansem Eyes or you know, anybody else in our group who's like very market cipher B oriented and momentum and everything, you may want to do once per bar or once per minute, because it's not going to limit you. Oh, hey, Lightning. What's up, LB? Good to see you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So what I do is once per bar close, because I like a solid method, which is I want it to close. I don't want to get tricked. I don't want, and especially on a 19-minute, it may go through, it may alert you. And if that's all you want, then that's cool. You could use like a once per bar and it'll do you each bar that it happens. But I prefer once per bar close, just so I know for sure that it happened and it didn't undo itself and I didn't just end what I was doing at the moment to like go look and see. So we're going to do that, and then we do open-ended so that it's from now on, you know, until I go in here and I tell it to stop, which you can do. So if it's annoying, you got one that's on 1 minute and it keeps popping up, just go ahead and stop that or exit to remove it if you need to. But we're going to go to notify on app, which means if I'm watching TradingView, it's going to pop up, you know, nice and loud and whatever ridiculous sound it has. And then more actions, play sound. You can send an email to your SMS. If you have the TradingView app, this one, notify on the app, will make it pop up. You don't need to double these up per se, the send email to SMS. You can choose all your sounds here, which is really nice. Okay, so, and then name it. And you can see that I try to name it something that when it pops up, I could quickly see like what it is, instead of having to be like, hey, what, the conversion again? So when this happens, I see blue, and I see that that's one of 4 of my indicators. That's the way I see it. And if you're ever curious, I think you can, when you're filling out, say you're like putting your indicator info in, you can, the Mac shortcut is Control Command Spacebar, and it will open up your the little emoji thing, so you can, you know, put in your important emojis on these. And then down here, you could put in a good description. So if you want to be like, this, that thing that happened when the money go boom, you know, it lets you know. So I believe that's it for that one. Okay. And now I've got that alert. So anytime that happens, I'm going to get that pop up. It's going to tell me about that dick. And it's going to tell me about that this is that thing that happened when that money go boom. That's important. And so the next thing is our second of the 4 items. And so that's going to be, that's our price crossing. Let's see which one this one is. So crossing up. Okay. So this one is the price. I guess I better use crossing period. This is going to be our indicator for whenever the price crosses in or out of the cloud. So whenever it crosses, and same thing, we came in here, you choose Ichimoku, and that's going to allow you to choose your second, you know, your second item that you can choose. God, I'm just lacking for words right now. But this is where, so leading span A and leading span B are what these lines are called right here. If you're ever curious, you can just double click on it and it will show you all the information about it. You can go to style and it'll tell you if the person who developed it is worth their salt, they will put the names of what the things are. If they suck, then they're going to put like BRDD2 or whatever, stuff that you just don't understand. So you can do all your customization in here too, which is really cool. So anyways, back to that. Our price. Whenever the Ichimoku, we're going to have the price of ADA. We'll start from the top. The ADA price crossing Ichimoku leading span B, which is the red one. It tells us that that's the red one. Okay. So same thing, only once per bar close is the way I prefer to do it. You can do any of these because they're all valid in their own way depending on your style. So notify on app, we've got our sound is good. It'll just default to that, I believe, after you start setting these up, so you don't have to do it every time. But you could make different sounds. So, you know, if you want one to be, say, this awful sound. Okay, I'll do one other. This sound. Okay, no more. No more of those. Please, TradingView, get better sounds. Get good with your sounds. Or allow custom sounds, because that's awful. Anyways, so I named this one. This is a green dot, just generic like the other ones. All of these start with a green dot because they're one of X indicators. So that's 2 of 4. And that's going to be our price crossing on that 19 minute. Awesome. And then next is going to be our lag line cross. So that's the important one. You don't want to forget any of these because, you want all of them to alert you. I haven't found a way to get like one mega alert that's like, hey, all these 4 things happen, but I guarantee you if I can find a way to do it, I will show you guys. I'll share it with you. If y'all know how to do it, let me know, please, because that'd be really cool. I'm not much into coding and stuff, but that could be amazing. So let's pop on here. We've got our lag cross. That was it. So this is Ichimoku lagging span, which is our important, the lagging purple line that we talked about. That one crosses Ichimoku leading span. So that's going to be B. So that's that. Just like the price. And it gets a little confusing because you're doing the same thing kind of on each one sometimes. So don't let yourself get confused. Do them one at a time. Have a plan. So we've got that one set. And, if that one pops up, I know, hey, that's 3 of 4 of my cues. Not necessarily in any order. You would want to look at your alerts log here and make sure you got all of them. Like, look at last night. This was last night, all the stuff that went off for me. I got that 2 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, 4 of 4. Shit was popping off. Like, that lets you know that there was a night happening. So that one just has the purple, eggplant emoji, and that's because this is a purple line. So I'm doing like, for me, it helps to have just a thing that allows me to quickly see it and associate. And last but not least, we've got the lag line cross. So this is the one where I have Ichimoku lagging span. That's this. That's the lagging span. A, which is, I believe, the top one, the green one, crossing the leading span B, which is, that's this. That's what we want, right? Like, that's where our red cloud turns into the green cloud. So pretty cool. That's all 4 of our indicators there. I don't remember what the flip Ichi was. Let's check that out, because I feel like if I have it on here, it's probably fairly important. So we have Ichimoku leading span A crossing Ichimoku leading span B. For some reason, I have 2 of those. I don't know if I doubled up on it or what happened, but I don't know. Either one is valid. But anyways, that is that's essentially it for the alerts. Like, they seem daunting and they seem scary, especially if you're like me and you're not into coding or anything like that. And you think that's what it's going to be, because a lot of times you open that up and you start seeing the name of indicators and it can immediately just be overwhelming. So don't let it scare you. Like, it's very easy. If the indicator is made well, like Market Cipher or this, like the like any of these that I use are pretty solid. Like, all of their stuff shows the oh, you know what, Ants? Since you are a big Market Cipher user, let me show you that real quick. I'm gonna make you a Market Cipher alert too, just so you guys can see that, because I know sometimes you see it on one indicator and then it may not make sense on another indicator. So if, say, let me show you both, so we're gonna turn on. Let's get Market Cipher A. Oh, guys, I've got a sloppy mess of indicators in here, and they're all beautiful. Feel free to go back through here and just slowly look through if you want any, just stuff to try out. I guarantee you almost all of these that I have on here are like fun indicators that have their own uses, and I've gotten a lot of them from really good traders in our group that I respect. So let's see. So Market Cipher A, booyah. We got it on. Just, beautiful Market Cipher. Been using it for about maybe 6 or 8 months now, and I never did very good with it because I did not know how to use it. And so I ended up throwing down on Jason's class, joined the Discord, met a lot of new awesome friends that are also into the same thing, and like also all degrees of like new traders, old traders. Check it out. Jason Casper, JasonCasper. All right, so let's get rid of this. We've got our market cipher A and B. So let's say we wanted to make a, what did, Ants, if you're still here, do you remember what it was you were asking? You wanted to make a divergence, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So we would double click on market cipher B, right? And look at the amount of indicators that they've got going on in market cipher B. Like I said, CryptoFace did not mess around when they came up with this, or Flop and Groper. Fucking shout out to my boy FG. So we've got the light blue wave, we've got the blue wave, we've got the VWAP, and just like the other one, you can like just uncheck them and recheck them to see what it is, you know? Like that's that simple to be like, well, what's the blue wave? And don't let the colors throw you off. I'm just like Jason. That's one of the reasons I joined this channel, was because all of his colors were the same scheme as my own. I was like, okay, this is going to be a good place. But what we're going to do is, let's say this is a red dot crossing, right? So let's back out here. We are going to right click, divergence alert, dude. Yeah, there we go. It's my boy. All right, so we're going to go to, what is Ichimoku? Oh boy. Yeah, you're going to have to click on some videos. We are showing you. Let's see. So add alert on market cipher B. So it knows, because I right click down on market cipher B, that's where I wanted to add the alert, which is cool. Like that's very intuitive and helps you. So it means it starts you with condition market cipher B. So just like the other one where we started with the Ichimoku cloud and kind of worked our way down through the tree, we're going to start with market cipher B. Because that's our main momentum wave finder, divergence finder, like so much of our strategies that we use in our group are based around this indicator, big time. So we're going to go same thing. Now under here, they have some more advanced kind of like specific to market cipher things, I believe, in the options. So you can do a green dot if you want a juicy green dot, or just a red dot, or you know, whatever, like the blue wave crossing up, blue wave crossing down, small red dot, small green dot. So I think that's the ones you're looking for, Ants. And that's where you can do that one. These, it depends on how you're trading at the time, because like these can get real annoying. If you want this to be once per bar and you're trading 6 minutes or 3 or 1 minutes, every time you're Christmas treeing and you're getting that red dot or whatever, it's going to ding you. And if you want that, then go for it. I do the once per bar close. We're on 19 minutes because we didn't change our time frame. And same stuff, guys. Like that's it for the red dot. Like that's super easy, and you can name it. You can red dot go down, and you know, warn yourself. You can put the alerts up. You create it, and then you've got that red dot go down alert. Super easy. You've got market cipher A. You can click up here if there's anything you like. For me, sometimes if I see these nipples, like the blue, just ice hard nipples shooting up in the air on typically lower time frames, it can mean certain things. So so you can click on market cipher A, you can edit all that stuff. You can have, look at this, it's got blood diamonds, the blue triangles, the green dots. You remember how I told you guys, like I noticed a lot of times on Bitcoin, depending on the type of market, a green dot on 30-minute Bitcoin typically results in like an immediate down, you know? Yeah, the red dot alerts are annoying. They are, man. They really are. Because like, and especially, one thing I'll throw out there that I've learned in my time doing alerts, because I'm big into automation. Like in any way, if I can automate something or make it easier, I'm going to do it. But you also don't want to you don't want to trigger yourself, you know, like don't create alerts that are like just, you know, red, blood, a shot with blood coming out, unless that just makes you laugh and it's not going to affect you mentally. Like you would be surprised at like how much this stuff can get to you mentally. I mean, that's why a lot of people like Jason and myself and all kinds of people, they like different colors. They're not big fans of the reds and greens. It's because like, if you've lost enough, then it's not something that you just don't want to keep repeatedly seeing that. Like, it's nice to have colors that you don't associate with like bad loss and all that. So trying to think of what else we need in here. I don't know if you guys can think of, if y'all got any questions or anything. Oh, let's do, if y'all want to see some Ichi TA fresh on any coins, let me know right now. I'll hang out. I'll just give y'all some time. If there's any coins you're looking at and you want to see it on a certain time frame or something, let's do it, because I can use the TA practice. I'm just going to chill out for a minute and we'll open up a new chart. I love how this is my FTM chart and it's ADA, so that's, you guys can tell I'm super I love me some automation between us. We need to, yeah, I'm with you, yeah buddy, I want to go down that automation road. It's automation road, we're just robots now, yeah. Let's see, we're gonna make a new chart. Anybody got a coin they want to pull up? If not, it's no big deal. I can just pull up, you know, the top. Oh, XTZ. Fuck yeah. XTZ been doing some good things recently. Let's take a look. So XTZ, do you have a preferred exchange with it, or just XTC, XTZ USDT, like Binance? Will that work? Sorry, there's a little bit of delay on here, so it's just to be expected. I'm gonna check the trade real quick and just see how it's doing. Maybe I'm getting wrecked. Yeah, not too bad. I'm up 1.69%. So, and I do very small trades. I've lost a lot of money, and especially in like the just the downfall back in whatever it was, just from March to July or whenever. I had a bunch of hold bag stuff, and it did not fare well out of that. But let's see. We're going to do Binance, and we'll just, that's a pretty solid one. Oh, 15-second. I don't think we want to do that. So let's start, let's do a 10-minute. Just nice and easy, and then we can kind of work from there. So I'm not going to put on any other indicators right now, just to keep it nice and simple, and I'll just put on the Ichi cloud. And that way we don't get too crazy, unless we find like, you know, if we want to find some divergences in it or something, then I'm down. Let's see. So I think it's the Ichimoku cloud one. The Ichimoku is like one made by somebody else, like more of a personal one, I think. Okay. So, as with always with the Ichi cloud, anytime you have some clouds going up, clouds going down, bunch of crossovers, it's time to like put on your glasses and see what the hell happened. All right. So we're going to go back a little bit. So we've got an up motion, down motion. Okay. The easiest way that I've found for this, because I am a noob at it, is to use the rewind time, which of course you can't be on Heikanasha. You got to be on candles. Just FYI, that gets me all the time. Let's go back to like, let's go back to this low point here and see what was happening. Okay. So we've got, let me pull up our rules. All right, so this would theoretically be a breakdown from our long, or like some just wishy-washy back and forth. This is just classic sideways action, which you'll find on the Ichi on the lower time frames. Even 10 is a lower time frame. There's a lot of back and forth, and it's going to be more of like a, I guess, a quicker trading tool and more of just like a side guide. Let's see, we've got our lag line crossed under here, so that's already, oh, look at that, lag line was under, price was under, price went under. Okay, so we've been in a steady fall here, and we would be, say, looking for a long, I suppose, somewhere. So we've got our blue line, which our rules say conversion line has crossed below the baseline. So if our blue line is riding below the yellow line, then we are in short mode. So here we go. So we're in short mode going down. So technically right here, this is a short indicator. Our prices are under the clouds, so clearly a short indicator. Yeah, boy, you know I got them nano leafs. That's what I was talking about that video I was watching last night with Oleg too. I love the nano leafs. Let's see. So we've got our two indicators right here that are just like we definitely wouldn't do a thing. Oh man, hold on. FedEx guy's here. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what it is, but my dog's gonna hate it. I'm gonna mute. All right, I'm back. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. It was actually the FedEx gal. All right, so we've got our prices going down. Everything's down. Everything's out. I would not long this right now with a 30-foot pole. It just wouldn't happen. I wouldn't do it. Let's go ahead and pop this back up. There we go. Oh, you want to see Charlie? Oh, snap. Hold on. Let me see if I can get her on the camera here. I'm going to increase the size so you can see. Hopefully you guys can see that. Charlie, what are you doing? Oh, look at that little precious baby. Oh man, yeah, that's my baby right there. Uh-oh. I gotta turn a little more light on or something because this is too dark. Turn on light, aka adjust the blinds. All right, so let's go back down here. And man, I love y'all. Thank you so much for just coming and change up that dude's life, huh? Let him know. Yeah, boy. All right, so let's go back to this, what we were doing. There we go. Okay, everything's lined up. We looking good. All right. So we've got our signs here, and let's see how it plays out. Let's watch. This is 1800, so 6 p.m. yesterday-ish, 6, 7-ish. All right, so we get a bunch of sideways action. Okay, so we got, look at that, guys. We got above the cloud with our price. That's a good sign as far as if we're looking to long or end our short, potentially. What else do we have? Oh, we have we need the blue baseline needs to be above the yellow line for long. So that is, boom, check. Okay. And then our lag line is in the cloud right now, which is interesting. I noticed, so last night, if you were watching the market, you noticed that there were like these bursts of volume that were just happening. Like it was, sideways, burst, sideways, burst. I noticed that those bursts seem to be happening more inside the cloud. Like as the lag gets inside the cloud, it's almost like that's like an area, you know how the golden pockets act as like resistance support, et cetera. This is almost like, it seemed almost like a chaotic area or something, where once it got in here, it would chill for a second sideways, and then it would start popping up, and then up, just like price action and everything else. But so this is where I'm definitely watching. And look at this, guys. I didn't even point this out, but bam, that's our 26 green, that green that we want, or red, depending on the thing. But for our long, we want that to be green, 26 ahead, and it is. This is almost all of our signs, but we don't have the purple. We need that guy to make his way up. Let's see what happens. Okay, so a little rejection off of probably some interesting levels or something. We'll see. I guess we could throw on like an auto fib or something just to, let's see. Okay, wow. Look at that, guys. Popped right off the, whatever this was, the 1. Okay. So now, yep, exactly, dude. Exactly. Like a catalyst. Like, it makes me think like, or it made me wonder like, is it just coincidence, or like, are there a bunch of retail, you know, like, or like whatever the investors are that are like businesses, big businesses and stuff, not us, not the little dogs. I can't help but wonder if a lot of them use the Ichimoku cloud like that. And it makes sense that they would, because of the way that you do those long trades, if you're in it for the long game and you're, you know, limitless money essentially and all that. So anyways, let's play it out. Let's see what happens. So these guys, it looks scary, like it was going to drop because it rejected. However, look at that. It dropped out, but it didn't give up. It popped right back up in, and then everything was just kept on getting that price action. This was a scary dip. This could have caused a paper hand for sure. Like, as a paper hand, I can tell you when people would paper hand. So we keep going. And now, ooh, what happened here? Let me delete our drawings. What went down right here? So we busted out. That's a good sign for a long. The blue is still above the yellow line. Technically, that's barely. That's where it's getting, you know, you're getting a little bit dicey. But I mean, and that's the thing. This is a technical indicator, a very technical indicator. So you have to take a lot of it technically. Like as like with Market Cipher B, you can interpret some things based on other things, but this one is like, you got to do it. So our price is above. We're good there. We're still technically there. Our lag indicator just busted out. Oh, and we're green right here. So this is all systems go for a long right here. This is it. So say we would have longed. As soon as this guy burst out, our long would have been right here. Okay. Let's make it green, I guess. Makes more sense. All right, so this is our long. We popped into it. Let's see what happened. I don't know how much longer we have of the day or whatever, but let's just play it out and see what happens. We'll try to figure out what's going to happen in the future too. All right, so that worked out all right. I mean, that was a decent Ichi trade right there already. I mean, even if, so they say technically the rule to the Ichi is that you need to bring out this guy, your profit loss tool, and you need to put, so if this is our entry, we put it right here, and you want this guy to go down to, oh shoot, oh my god, let's try it again. Some of these tools on TradingView, sometimes they take some getting used to. So we would want below the cloud would be our stop loss. Now this is where it gets a little like interpretive based on your own techniques, is like, you know, some of the guys in the group, they would probably have already acted on this and used this as like a backup indicator to kind of solidify what they were thinking. But yeah, that's a long, if you got in a little bit lower on that, that wouldn't be such an awful stop loss, but it is long. So that's part of this, is like, you don't want to, personally, I like to put this one here and I will put a 50% stop loss here. So if it's just hitting the fan and I've got, you know, too much ADA or something, you know, or a bigger one like XTZ or something, you know, that's got some real freaking volume on it, or percentage change, I'm definitely doing a 50% here. And I may split it. I may 30, 30, 30 or something, but I'm always going to leave this one here just to like take the hit if it doesn't work. Okay, so we put our stop loss right here, and they say that you want this to be twice as much as your loss. So whatever, you know, if this is, I don't know. I'm not on here to do math, but you know, 276%, this should be 5%, I guess, something like that. Now in last night's case, mine was 400% or something, I think. So it was like, you know, it was on up there, but I'm just showing you that because that's what I learned on the channels that I was learning this from. And they said that that's technically how you do this, the cloud tactic. So anyways, let's continue forward. So we've got all our indicators. We put in our trade. let's put in our stop loss right here, and just so we were doing the whole shebang. I need practice with all this. I'm sorry to be so thorough with it. I know a lot of you guys are, it's probably just driving you nuts, but I need the practice badly, as you can see. So, all right, this is us, and let's play forward. Let's see where we're going. Okay, so far we got some sideways action, which to me, that's like the best thing about the Ichi cloud is that the sideways, because sideways is like one of the main reasons I end up bailing out of a lot of trades is I don't want to sit there and watch the chart, you know, and you don't have to, but still, sometimes you feel like you have to. All right, so we got a drop through, and this was at 12 o'clock. Is that 12 today? Oh, yeah, because it's the 29th. Okay, so we got a drop through right here. Made it through the cloud. Okay, our blue is still below the yellow. So the blue is below the yellow, meaning that is a short signal right here. So this blue, it's a little hard to see, but it's been cruising below the whole time. So this is technically a short signal, but only one of four. So we've got this guy broke through. We've got our red right here, which is our second indicator. We've got, but what we don't have is this guy is still flying high. We need that guy to, if we wanted to open up a short or close out or whatever based on the technique, we would need this guy to be down here. So let's see. Let's go ahead and watch it out and see what happens. Okay. So we got a little bit of downward action. This guy's going. We still have our blue below, so we're still in looking for shorts mode. This guy's still red. And one thing I noticed last night when we were seeing all that volatility is that this, you can kind of get an idea of what may happen based on how that cloud pinches. If you notice that cloud pinches off, like is pinching real tight, it's probably about to be some sort of move. There may be a flip like this. So we've got all of our indicators except for this guy just made it into the cloud. And remember that lag indicator is still like one of the most important things in this method. So it's looking downward here. And keep in mind, this is the 10-minute, which we expected this. Like we expect this for a lower time frame like this. Let's see, we're almost there. So our price is just hanging out outside of it. Our cloud is staying huge. And our stop loss. We're at our stop loss. Look at that. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Okay, so, we just got outside of the stop loss. I mean, that's crazy. That is wild. It's always cool to, like when you're doing TA to see how stuff lines up. It's like feels like magic. It literally feels like what it must have been like to be a wizard back in the days, and you're like brewing some stuff together, and like you accidentally invent whiskey or something, you know, or bourbon, and impress your boys with it. It feels really cool. So let's see what happened here. So we came out, and I think we're live now. Like I think this is. Yeah, this is no longer, this is just what's happening right now. So we bounced out of it. I'm going to go ahead and clear everything. I'm guessing I probably got bounced out, but like I said, very small order. Except mine is probably based on the 19 minutes, so I may be okay. Let's remove all the drawings. Okay, and we're going to start anew with a brand new TA right here, right now, based on what we've got now. So... Oh yeah, this is Tezos. My bad. I'm an idiot. My trade is in ADA. So we're in short mode. We're in short mode. We're in short mode. We're in short mode. So based on the 10-minute, you could totally do a short here. Like you would. So based on everything that we went over and everything that we learned, if we decided, like, at this moment, I'm going to short Tezos. It's going to be a tough one because this is way up here. So already if you put in right here, that's going to be a significant drawback. Like if it doesn't do it, there we go. Okay, so right there, 5%. That's something where if you're in leverage, that's a lot of loss. So there's different ways that you have to kind of play this, I'm betting. Like what I did last night with ADA and had really good success on, and I'll show you gotta show you my stats, my BNB trade here. So this morning I woke up and this was, that was my BNB trade, which was pretty small because I just learned about this yesterday. But then I didn't have any signs to cash everything out. So then an hour later, this is my BNB trade. Just constantly going up, just based on the Ichi method alone. I didn't use any other indicators. I'm not recommending that at all. Like, I think you should use all of them. But when for me, if I'm deep diving an indicator or an algorithm or an automation, it's so much easier to just focus on one thing. Like, instead of me using every other indicator I've learned along the way and put them all together, it becomes just impossible. I mean, look at this. Like, my normal, say, trading. Oh, let's go to ADA. Like, this is most of the stuff that I typically use. I mean, I've got the fans, I've got the highs and lows, this thing that shows all the indicators. I've got the golden pocket indicators. A lot of these are thanks to guys in the group just showing me. Thank you, LB. And then even sometimes I've used a super trend. Like, it's kind of lame as far as just buy and sell, but it's also a lot of times it's very accurate if you were looking for just something simple. But I don't use it very much anymore. We got Ansemize, loves these EMAs. Jay loves those EMAs. We've got autofib extensions. But so anyways, you can see, like, it gets real blurry real quick. There's too much going on there. So back to Tezos. So let's see. Let me go a little deeper into the higher time frames here, because if you're currently in a long, that this obviously isn't maybe what you wanted to see. So let me do a little. Let's clean things up a little bit. All right, let's bounce up to more like. Let's go to more like the 15-minute and see. Okay, so. What I did yesterday, this is how I kind of started finding the confluence, and with a lot of help from people in the Discord, they were coming and finding, like, the BNB. I didn't spot that out. One of the JD 20 something in the chat, he was like, "Hey, what's up with BNB? It looks like it has a bunch of bullish divergences. What's the cloud say?" And we put our two TAs together, and sure enough, it said that, the sky was the limit, and it was. So sometimes you can't do it all by yourself. Like, there's too many charts, there's too many tools, too many indicators, too many techniques. But what I did, and what I had success with yesterday, was finding the time frame that did not get tricked. So you find our down here where it would have been a 6 short. Well, let's see what time frame did not get tricked. As we came down, did any of them not get tricked? Is it all the way up to the 19-minute? And the 19-minute is just the one that I found that was really particular to ADA yesterday. It may have no bearing on any other coin or even ADA today. Like, it may just not be worthwhile. And that's where TA every single day, when you wake up in the morning, just doing your TA and redoing it and remembering, or not remembering what happened the day before and just starting fresh. It's makes a big difference. So on the 19-minute, we are still, look at that, we're still in that kind of chaotic cloud with our lag indicator. So let me pull back up the rules. I'm so new to this, I still have to have the rules up to, like, remember everything. Okay, so for a long, which would mean that we're breaking this short trend here. We would want, the price needs to be above the cloud. So it came up here. So for the short, it needs to be below the cloud. So we're good for a short here on that. The blue line is below, the conversion line is below the baseline, which is the yellow line. Yes, okay, finally learning what they're called. So the blue line is converted and it's under, so that's another short sign. Sorry for the green ink. It'd probably be better to use red for shorts, but this is a short sign. And I will say, look at the size of that cloud already. Like, that is a toad turd if I've ever seen one. It's just big as hell. So we've got that. We've got our price outside. We've got our cross. This guy popped out and popped back in, but that doesn't mean jack without, say, this guy being back up here, this guy pinching off to a green cloud. You know, all the signs. These guys need to cross. But I noticed yesterday, once you start learning these different indicators to watch for, you can start kind of thinking, well, these guys are starting to get close together. You know, this guy is starting to get real close, or whenever it does. Like, there's different things that you can watch and see. This guy's up in the cloud and, like, you know, being real violent and crazy and shit. I can see a lot of potential for this tool. So back to the analysis. I'm sorry, I'm just going random here. So we have all the signs we need here to short, and it is the 15 minute. Let's see as we go up. Let's remove drawings. Let's go up to the 19 minute just because it's the next one I have in this list. Ooh, okay. Let's analyze this. So this is a short from hell, right? You would have taken this down. Oh boy, oh my God, I'm away from that cloud. I'm never going back. And then here, okay, we start to see some things. Get our blue line above. So the conversion line is above. So we're starting to see long signs, right? Blue line's above, starting to see a long sign. Oh, this guy. This might help too if we go back in time. I always forget where that little doodad is. I don't even see it right now. Oh. Weird. Huh. Anyways, okay. I'm not gonna get caught up on that. I don't know what the hell's happening there, but oh, here we go. Okay, so let's go to when this guy happened right here. Okay. So we had our crossover, and then look, we got price momentum anyways. So that would have definitely, if you got your alert right here, you would have been looking for show. Got a good little crossover. And now, bro, y'all need to stop getting on top of each other. I don't know if I'm doing that or what, but my bad. Okay, so the price action got rejected by the cloud. And the zero. Look at that. That's confluence. We learned in the group that stuff like this is very important. Confluence, where you have a Fibonacci indicator meeting with top out, you know, stopped action where it reached super resistance, and like, that's confluence. You guys go through these courses and stuff, you'll be learning all about it. But so that's good. I mean, that's already an interesting sign right there that I may have just stayed in the short anyways, regardless of the first sign. So let's play it out. And okay. Oh my God, look at this. Okay, so that's what I was telling you guys, is on some of these higher time frames, the candles can get crazy. Now, here's the one thing I noticed is, despite how crazy the candle got, when a candle happens, it leaves the wick. We all know that, right? But the lag EMA has no wick. So it's a pretty darn good indicator to keep you from acting too quickly, I think. So let's see. All right, so we broke out, and then this guy broke up, which is a good sign. I mean, we broke out of our cloud, our price broke out, and we're still blue line above the yellow line. Everything is in long mode. We've got our green here. That's our 4 indicators. So technically, you could have gone along here on the 19 minute. Let's see what happened. Okay. Okay, so that brings us to now. Okay, so we had another crossover right here. And then the yellow line's above, that's our baseline. Conversion line's blue, it's below, saying that that is more short territory. So we had a breakthrough here, price breakthrough below the cloud, that's short number 1, or short sign number 1. We had this guy's red, that's number 2. We've got, oh, look at this guy holding out like a freaking champ. And we're live now. Oh, potential long on ADA, huh? Okay, I'll pull that up in a second. Let me, I'm almost done with this. So for now, we've got 1 indicator. We've got 2 indicators, 3 with these, but this guy has yet to pop out. So in a nutshell, I don't think, I'm not saying that this is a perfect strategy, and damn sure the 19 minute isn't a perfect strategy or anything, but this is how I got a sick gain yesterday. It was just like analyzing using nothing but the Ichi chart by itself. And then, somebody else's TA just saying, hey, what is this thing? That just resulted in some sick gains. So let's check out ADA. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So we're going to include Market Cipher B now. Let's see here. So ADA, I'm going to treat it like the 19 minute is still being respected. So we've got a 1 hour starting to show bullish divergence, bullish divs on the 6. Okay, that's one of our time frames we like, is we like going from 1 hour to 6 minutes. The divisible time frames. So let's take a look here. I'm going to open up. Let's do a full screen. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to pull up Market Cipher A right now. We're just going to focus on B and the Ichi cloud and see how they work together. So, all right, we've got the 6 minute, and we've got it. Oh yeah. Yep. I see what you mean, guys. We've got our prices. Boom, are closing higher and higher on Market Cipher B. And then here we are closing lower. Okay, so this guy was higher, lower. I see what you mean, Ansem Eyes Johnson. Let's open up the 1 hour. Okay, we're going to remove these drawings. And okay, so the 1 hour, we're still well above or well below the cloud, but we are getting into that place where we could definitely, like, any kind of price action like this could take us up into there. So let's take a look. Oh man, we've got Christmas tree for days along here. That, I think that was that happening last night that we were seeing a bunch of Christmas trees? Or maybe that is that. Oh yeah, it's the 1 hour. Sorry. That is our Christmas trees. So, I mean, that led to some crazy nastiness right there. Okay, so we've got our blue line. Our conversion line is above the baseline, but barely. So let's see how we can factor this in. I'm thinking I'm going to choose the 30 minute to be a nice kind of in between here. So we've got a red. We've got price action breaking downward through the cloud. We've got our blue conversion line down below the baseline, which is primo short activity. And then this guy has just been below the entire time. Wow. I'm telling you, that lag, like, if you were to try to do this, strategy without that lag line, I feel like you would just constantly get wrecked and know zero more than you did before. Like that line seems to be like the patience anchor point. That's like, wait until you see that. Let's see. So 6 minute will be the catalyst. Yep, 30 men. That bull div is printed. Okay, let me check. I'm on the 30 men. I love it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we've got all of our signs. They're all lower. Let's see where it breaks down at. So we've got the yellow above, blue below. So even on the 19 minute, we've got all the signs that we needed for a short. And I will tell you guys, I'm already getting better at seeing that. Like as soon as I open up, I start to spot the signs, because at the beginning it's just a mess trying to figure out what you're looking at with this, because it's, you know, 4 different things happening at once. But all right, so we're good there. Good. I mean, this is, yeah. Oh, well, I guess technically these are short indicators. But with a bullish divergence on the lower time frames, we're thinking that we may be going up. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, I am still learning, so got to bear with me. Oh yeah, Bitcoin trying to go up as well. It's kind of how we saw it happen last night. Was everybody, and BNB for whatever reason just got some nitrous in its tanks and decided to, I don't know, go to the moon just because BNB does that sometimes. Been hearing a lot of good things about DeFi recently. A lot of stuff that's built on ADA. I'm seeing some good videos, some good analysis of like people thinking that ADA is maybe coming into its prime now that we're going to have a bunch of dApps and stuff like that built on it that are just going to make it even more impressive and like more valuable. Let's see. So we got down action. The cloud showing what is printing bulls. There signs in the past. Okay, so Ants asks, with the cloud showing what it is, but market cipher B printing bulls, bullish divergences, is there signs in the past with a conflict of signals between divs and cloud that would show what's happened in the past? I mean, that's what we do, right? Like, that's all we can do because we can't go in the future and check it. So, yeah, brother, that's why I like you guys watching, is because y'all can ask some things that I'm not thinking about. Let's see here. Okay, so our setup here, I guess let's go to the, what was that, this one, that one, that one, that one. This is all bearish. This is all bearish. From the, by the way, just from the Ichi perspective, not from the market cipher. So we got bearish, and then we got our bullish divergences. Let's take a look and see. Okay, so this is snake eyes. That isn't technically a bullish. This is kind of bullish. Let's see what happened right here, if there was any conflict. No, it wouldn't be the first bull trap we've ever seen. I've seen a bunch of them and probably had no idea what they were. I guarantee you had no idea what they were, and hopped right into them. Like, you know, because why not? But let's see here. So this one, let's see. So this was blue line below, red line in front, purple line below, price below. This would have definitely been bullish, or bearish rather, leading to a dive down. And there was Christmas tree, but there's not as much Christmas tree happening right now, which that can be semantics. Like, maybe this is just less Christmas tree or whatever based on volume and momentum throughout the day. But technically this one showed a bearish downtrend, but had, I don't know if the bullish divergences aren't as powerful if there's like Christmas tree action happening here, guys, but If so, just let me know. I'm gonna see if I can find kind of a more of like the iconic setup that we have right now, which is, would you say was that the 6 minute that had those? There we go. Yeah, 6 minutes is the one that's just printing higher, higher, higher. And you said the hour had a bullish. That's probably the one that we'll be better off to look at. Otherwise, we'd be looking through the chart forever. This guy, nice smooth little booty cheek. It does look like it wants to print there. That's tricky, huh? Okay, let's go back in time and see. Let's see how, so Christmas tree, money flow out, money flow kind of, it's refusing to pinch off, RSI down. Let's see if I can find another scenario just like that, in fact, where we're in a major downtrend. So Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, where art thee? It's wild how like you'll see a setup for something and it just, you can't find anything like it for months. Just entered a small short based on a fib bounce. Nice, man, nice. Oh, it missed you. Oh, man. Dang it. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. That is trading in a nutshell right there. It's just like you do all this TA, you set these levels, you're like, I know it's going to come down here. It has to. And then you even give it a couple short run points, and no. Yeah, it's very choppy, guys. I agree. I agree. I have no doubts that, oh, look at here. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Yeah, I agree with you, though. I think that, I think there's no telling what could happen, as with always, but, based on some of the crazy shit we're seeing. So this is technically, it's not quite a Christmas tree, but it's a downtrend in which we burst into a red Ichi short, and then we had some Christmas tree type action here, and then we went up. The money flow was not quite as big, but it was still wide open whenever we were getting signs. So let's see. We got our sign here. The blue went under. Okay, here we go. Blue went under. We had green. Okay, and the price was under. Okay, and the lag was under. So this would have been a short. This would have been a good short. I mean, just based on Ichi, again, please. So while that was happening, we started going down. Okay, and then we're printing. This isn't quite the divergence we're looking for, but we do have this right here. So downtrend, 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 just super down. Yeah, hey guys, don't fuck around with the Ichi cloud. I'm telling you, like yesterday I had my doubts and kept watching it, and sure as shit, man. All right, so we got this guy right here. Okay, so we're doing that. Let's get rid of that. We got crossover. We have everything looking like along with these guys. That's when the blue crosses above, right? Let me see. Conversion line across below. Yep. Conversion line cross above. Yep. Sorry, I still have to refer to it because, again, confusing. So across below, or went above. We're good there. This guy came out. It looked very long. Our price action is out. We had a green at some point, you would think. And then shit broke up. Yeah, it's tough to say because that isn't as long as a Christmas tree is what we had last night. Like, I saw one of you guys, I think one of you homies said that it was like a pressure cooker down at the bottom, just all these things cooking up. But that's I've definitely seen a lot of cats say that that can be a trap tactic for sure. Just make it look super enticing, like it's gonna shoot up, and then yeah. So anyways, guys, it's been a lot of fun, man. It feels good to get back and do some streaming and kind of do some TA, but have a good reason to do it, And I think I may start doing this more. If you have any requests for like certain coins or anything like that you want me to TA, and especially if I'm using the Ichicloud or something like that, a tool that you want, maybe I'll look into the tool and start learning how to use it myself, and we can learn it together as noobs. You know, that's a lot of times that's the most fun way to do it. But I really appreciate you guys just for tuning in. All my guys in the Discord, y'all are amazing. Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can shut this bad boy down. And I'll let you know whenever I go live next. And hopefully we'll keep it to like an hour or 2 hours. I don't want to go crazy with the amount of time and just force everybody to be watching forever. But I really appreciate y'all. And I hope you have a great day. I hope all your trades are amazing. Peace.